I'm John Mclaughlin, the chairman of the Iowa Firearms Coalition, and like you, all of us at IFC are outraged, disgusted, and strongly condemn this act of pure evil that was carried out in Buffalo at the Top supermarket. Right now, words seem insufficient, but as an organization with a foundation based in faith, we ask you to join us in praying for God's grace to surround all of those impacted by this horrific event. On a personal note, I am angry. I'm angry that 10 people lost their lives and several more have injuries, both physically and certainly will struggle mentally. I'm angry that once again a mass murderer who had already made previous threats cut and pasted a manifesto from the Christchurch, New Zealand 2019 terror attack and somehow carried out this copycat-style event without any notice of local or federal authorities. Mental health issues in this country just seem to keep being ignored. Now, I'm angry that the action of this deranged person will undoubtedly be used by politicians to try to strip away the rights of good, sane, sober, moral, and prudent Americans. Predictably, it's going to be about the gun and not the gunman. Never let a crisis go to waste. As patriots and self-defenders, we need to hold ourselves to a higher standard than those who oppose freedom. I'm also hopeful. We saw heroism as a former law enforcement officer working as a guard took on the murderer, eventually laying down his own life for others. I'm hopeful that this will encourage more people to take defensive training seriously. The world clearly is not getting safer. How would you react if you were by yourself or with your family or with a group of friends? Have you trained to break out of that normalcy bias where your brain says this can't be happening to this is happening and I need to act? Your defense is highly personal. What is appropriate for you and your family is not the same answer for your neighbor or coworkers. This deserves some deep thought. Now, there's no shame in gathering up your family and heading for cover. There's also no shame in breaking up the attacker's plan with some return fire. Now, speaking only for myself here, I could not live with myself to suddenly be thrust into a deadly force situation and have to say, oh, I didn't carry my gun this day, or I was only running inside for a moment, so I left the gun in the car. As a good friend of mine likes to say, the vehicle is a terrible holster. You have to decide what is right for you, for your personal ethics, your moral code. Now, train your mind by thinking through what you would do when faced with your darkest hour. Watching how real-life encounters have played out is real training. Folks like Active Self-Protection on YouTube have saved lives through their diagnosis of past events. Train your body by taking classwork that goes beyond just shooting bullseye targets at the range. Could you make a precision shot on the move under stress and take on an attacker clad in body armor with only his face or his extremities unprotected? You have the right to bear arms, but have you taken that right seriously enough to get solid training? Train your heart. Make sure you've made peace with your loved ones and have said all that needs to be said. Have the spiritual fitness to know that if today is your last day, the next word you're going to hear is, well done, good and faithful servant. The time for being quiet and submissive is over. Take a stand for what is right and true. Stand against lies with facts. Stand against evil in all forms. Use your voice and be heard. That goes beyond just being a keyboard warrior. Stand for freedom and liberty. The evil days are upon us. Dig down and harness the fortitude of our founding fathers. Put on the full armor of God and keep believing. Let's all be standing when these days are done. IFC has been in this battle for years. We are staying in the fight. Let's do this together.